Probably wondering who's better, Bill Belichick or Andy Reid. Let's dig into the data. All right, so we're gonna start off with wins, and it's gonna get more complex as we go. Bill Belichick 292 for wins, Andy Reid 247. Keep in mind, Andy Reid used to coach the Philadelphia Eagles. Bill Belichick also had a brief stint with the Cleveland Browns as a head coach. That's where he originated. So keep that in mind. As we keep it moving, we got to compare losses. 142 for Bill, 138 for Andy Reid. So Bill clearly in the lead with wins. He played more games. I could pull up the amount of games, but this is coaching tenure, so just take it for. You can also add it up. You're smart enough if you're reading these stats to add it up. We're gonna go playoff wins. I'm going through this because I want to get the complex. I wanted you guys to see the rankings. I want you guys to see offense, defensive rankings, their philosophy. So playoff wins, we know Bill Belichick, he's got the 6 chips as a head coach, so he's 31. Andy Reid is 22. I would like to see where the stat ends up going. I'd like to see where it turns out. As Mahomes is still going to be playing. Let's see. Let's see if Andy coaches 10 years. I hope he gets a trainer going. He starts working out more. But playoff losses, Andy Reid with 16, Bill 13. Damn, Bill is 13 losses and 31 wins. That's pretty dope. Not gonna lie. So as you can see, the basic stats, the fundamental stats, wins, losses, Bill Belichick is leading. But now let's get to what I want to get to. So this is an average. So keep in mind, the lower the number, the better. So for example, if you're 1, you're the best offense through that tenure. And then if you're 32, you're the worst. So based off Andy Reid's coaching tenure and Bill Belichick, let's see. So for example, offensive yard ranking. So Andy has been 8.5. Let's just say like 8 to 9 in offensive yards total. So Bill Belichick 12. So that's how many yards he's had in his duration. So every year he's finished around the 12 mark. Andy Reid's finished around the 8 mark in offensive yards, which makes sense. He had Donovan McNabb. He had Patrick Mahomes. He had pretty high-powered offenses. Bill Belichick had Tom Brady. So the yards is kind of concerning, but let's wait. It gets better because the points goes to Bill Belichick. He has 9. He's averaged 9th, and Andy Reid's averaging 12 and a half. So it's a bit interesting there to see Tom Brady potentially. But it's interesting because Andy Reid had more yards, but he didn't have more points. So that makes you think. It's like, okay, and you'll see a trend as this is going on that Bill Belichick gets the stats that matter versus Andy Reid, who kind of just gets like the flashy stats. So again, points scored versus yards. I'd rather have points. Average pass yards, Andy 11 and Bill at 12.8. But then Bill has 9.3 for touchdowns, and then Andy has 11.2. So I don't get it. I really don't, because like Bill Belichick is more efficient as a passer and as like an offense, even though it's not his side of the ball. Maybe it's a Josh credit to Josh McDaniels. I don't know what it is, but he has them coached up to like, look, passing touchdowns, offensive touchdowns. That's what matters. That's what you get. Andy Reid's like, let's get the yards. Let's get the flashy offensive yards, but when it matters, we're not going to score in the red zone. It could be a red zone thing. I should dig deeper and find out what their red zone offense look like, potentially. Average rush yards. Andy, he had LaShawn McCoy. It's a no-brainer. He had LaShawn McCoy. So that's going to make sense. And he had Jamal Charles. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Bill had Corey Dillon. He had Lawrence Maroney. But that's where you see, look, stats that matter. Touchdowns. So Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis in the red zone. Rex Burkhead. Bill Belichick knows how to score. All of these stats are touchdowns for Bill, and then yards for Andy Reid. It's interesting. It's interesting to see that. It kind of shows what kind of coach they are. I think so. Even though Bill is kind of on the defense side of the ball, he's kind of hands off when it comes to offense, and Andy Reid that's his resume. That's what he does. So it's interesting to see. But let's see defense. Defense is a little bit closer than I thought it would be. Andy Reid is better with the yards. Again, Andy's like the yards beast, and then Bill is like the touchdowns guy. Because you see here, Bill with defensive touchdowns allowed. Like, what the hell, man? He's so much better than Andy in touchdowns allowed. It's always touchdowns. I don't get it. I think he's just more fundamental. Maybe red zone. I think a lot of this has to do with the red zone. If you think the Patriots teams of old that were great, they were great in the red zone. They were really good with Teddy Bruschi, Willie McGinnis. Lots of high key players. So Rodney Harrison, defensive pass yards. Again, Andy with the yards. But let's see, is he touchdown? Look at that. Look at that. Defensive passage touchdowns. That's the story of the game. Touchdowns, what matters. Bill will stop you. Yards, regular season, Andy Reid will stop you. That's unbelievable. What about rush yards? Damn, Bill's pretty good at defensive rush yards, not going to lie. He's pretty good overall at defense. And it was just Tom Brady. So is that like an argument? It's like, hey, is Bill good because of Tom or is Tom good because of Bill? You know what I mean? Um, but defense, Bill holds it down. And then rushing touchdown. Damn, man. So not only you can't rush a touchdown against them because they're top 10 in that. And then what was it? There was another one that was top 10. Yeah, right here. Defensive touchdowns. So you're not going to score on them and rush on them. So you have to pass, but you're probably going to be down because you're going against Tom Brady. So you're going to be throwing picks. So yeah, no shit. You're going to not be able to come back. Like Bill Belichick, he's earned my respect after looking at these stats. He already did. He's the GOAT. I do think it's a bit of yin and yang, Tom and Bill. Perfect combo. Potentially Andy Reid and Patrick could be that as well. Let's stay tuned. Let's see what happens. 5 years, 10 years. Patrick Mahomes and Andy could become the next Bill. But for right now, Bill Belichick is better. Like, subscribe. I'm coming with more hot fire. Peace.